Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the conversation piece with your host, Akila. Ready? Let's go. Lovecraft Country. How do I explain Lovecraft Country to people who have never seen it? I can't. I'm just gonna let me and Cece's analysis do the talking for the show. Oh, and excuse my cat in the background. Feline energy be tripping. Also, Cece gets a little excited at times, just a little bit. It's called enthusiasm.
Girl, okay, Lovecraft Country. We talked about the opening, girl.
You want to go through each episode?
And talk, well, there's something in each.
Yeah.
There's something in each because I promise you, from moment one, like you were saying, like from moment one, by the time that the last minute of the episode, I was somewhere completely different. Like I was somewhere different. My emotions were somewhere different. Yeah. My outlook was somewhere different. And it was just crazy to go back and see all the places they done took me. Yeah. And I ain't even know I was finna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, oh snap. This is what I'm talking about. Like a whole nother like level of writing. Just I became fascinated immediately. That's why when I when we were talking, when you came to that, I was like, have you watched Lovecraft? You might want to check that out.
I haven't. I mean, I maybe saw like an advertisement here or two, but when you had me watch it at your house, I got hooked, right? And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, damn it, here we go. But and you're talking about someone who I don't like horror.
Roxy.
No, I still don't like horror at all. At that episode 8, girl, please. I be seeing topsy and turvy everywhere I look. I be like, can y'all please? It's like Satan, get behind me, Lord, please.
You know what really creeped me out? Them little girls.
Yes, girl, they did that.
Them little girls.
Man, I think that's the one that Misha Green. I think she directed the episode. She did that too. That was. But then when you look at it, our existence in this country, it is a horror story. So then I understand why that genre was tied into the production of the show. So it makes sense. But as a genre of that, I'm not a fan of that genre. It just
right. I am. I'm a fan. But those girls, and to see her name
D.
To see D's transformation.
Oh my God.
And like turning into those girls from the spell the sheriff put on them. That creeped me out.
The scene that creeped me out the most was this show is so mind bending and so it's so genre bending. I mean, even to try to describe it to someone, like someone asked me, "Hey, what are you watching lately?" I'm like, "Oh, Lovecraft Country." He's like, "Explain it to me." I had a hard time explaining to him. I'm like, just watch it. I mean, how do you tell someone to just watch a show? Right. And then, but the scene that creeped me out because it's so relevant. A lot of what this show highlighted is still relevant, which is the scary part. But that scene where they corner her in that alley and she goes, "I can't breathe." I'm like, "Oh my God, please. Oh my God."
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
And the sad thing was that in that time, they were allowed to get away with that. And now today, evidently, they're still allowed to get away with that.
The relatability of this show, of the script of this show to now is sick. And make it so bad. They blurred the lines of time. They blurred the lines of
let's kick back on that concept of time. Has it really changed? Shit ain't changed.
No, but it hadn't. That's the trip part.
Yeah.
But for them to visually place you in the 50s, but psychologically it was now. Right. It was really a flip-flop. Yeah. Visually, they put it in the 50s, right. But psychologically and emotionally and like mood and spunk and hip and it was now. It was innovative Black people. It was smart Black people. It was Black people who educated it. Not to say it wasn't them, but it was a now spirit behind it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was so dope. They blurred time altogether because really they made you be where they were, wherever they were. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Without even thinking about it. That's like, wow, that's powerful.
And then a juxtaposition of them going across the country and you getting what America projects, you know, oh, this is the American dream. Yet you have these 3 Black people, you know, just trying to survive, going through the Negro guide stops and getting obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. It's like, okay, what's the American dream you're talking about? Because for a lot of us with darker skin, it's the American nightmare. Mm-hmm. When we want to think about it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's still sundown towns in existence today. Mm-hmm. It's mind-boggling. I mean, there's places in Florida. If I'm driving, let's say I gotta go like out of state, I make sure I'm gassed up because between like certain places in Florida and Georgia, I'm like, oh,
you better. You better. Ain't nobody got time for that. But that's the thing, to take it back to what you was just saying about the American dream. The American dream is a construct. It's a construct that was started with them.
America itself is a construct. It's an idea.
Right. Yeah. But the dream is theirs. When I say theirs, I mean like people of non-color. White folks.
I mean, let's be frank though. It's the American white male dream because white women haven't had it good either, even though they benefit from white supremacy.
Right, women. Period. Right.
Because I don't think women appears anywhere in the Constitution.
And if they do, it's some kind of addendum that's got a date with 2000 something on it. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's the thing. People get caught up. You know, of course, not you and I, but a lot of people get caught up hearing about the American dream, but the American dream is somebody else's dream. Right. You know, so really, that's dumb. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a waste of time. It's wordplay. It's wordplay. It's because when you manipulate somebody, when somebody, I hate to say it, but when somebody is weak and allow themselves to be manipulated, psychologically weak or dependent on something else, and allow themselves to be manipulated, because that's what it do, manipulated, because there's some people out there that will do it. Those type of minds, you can project whatever you want onto it, and they'll make it come to life. They'll make sure that I'm losing how I want to say it, but anyway, that's kind of deep. Actually, it's kind of deep because I don't went down about 3 levels for real, because that really is. It's a whole projection. It's a whole project. It's really an illusion. Yeah. Yeah, it's like crazy. And it's still people caught up on white picket fence, blase. I want a fence, but I don't want that bitch white. I don't want shit white around my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no white around my house. If anything, it'll be a black fence. If anything, with art, with murals all around it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Child, please. Anyway.
Are you doing a cat commercial? Well, it's not a cat commercial. It's more like a cat rant. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, but your cat's so cute. Yes, she is cute. I love her color. Yes, I love her color too. Cats are so precious, and you're absolutely right. She is cute. She is precious, but I can read her mind. This is what she's saying in reality. You do realize you're annoying me, right? All I want to do is take nap number 19 and you stick a camera in my face. When I want to be bothered, I'll let you know. Matter of fact, when you don't want to be bothered, like when you're writing your stupid blog or doing your stupid podcast, that's my window of opportunity. So if you don't mind, rare, yeah, you too.
But okay, what was your favorite episode?
I have a few. I Am.
That is my favorite episode. That is my favorite episode running.
Yes.
That's my favorite episode. I Am. And what I tell you, remember you left off on I Am. I was like,
did.
That next one. I was like, that next one. Oh wow. That's my favorite. That is amazing.
I mean,
it's amazing in every way.
The script was amazing. I mean, to see. First of all, I want that afro. I want that afro.
Mm-hmm.
I want that afro. That was just like, yes, I'm blocking everybody's view.
Okay, and I'm gonna do it proudly.
Okay, and yeah. I mean, she said. I mean, it was so. I mean, it was so few words. She's like, you are not in a prison. Free yourself. That's what she said. You're not in a prison. But just to see Hippolyta come into her own, it was beautiful. I mean, because we didn't. I think up until that point, we didn't really realize how. Not that Uncle George was keeping her back, but it's like how many Hippolytas were there back then, and now it's just that they just have to announce who they are. Like, first of all, recognize who you are, put it in, like, speak it into existence. Like, what is your passion? Go after that. Speak it into existence. You are art. You are dance. You know, you are science, you are math. You're so much more. I think we just box ourselves in because of cultural norms or certain assumptions or whatever. Like, for instance, like when I was younger, I loved tennis. Right? And I had a coach at one point, and he's like, for your age group, you're my best student. But my mom, she wouldn't allow me to go back to those lessons or whatever. So it's like, I look back at like, wow, like I wonder if I had pushed back a little bit, like, could my life have taken on a whole different trajectory? But at the same time, you are where you are, where you're supposed to be. That was not my journey. My journey is here now. I need to ask her why, because I know one thing. She's like, well, I didn't like the way he was yelling at you. I'm thinking, Mom, he's a coach. That's what they do. They yell. But I also think, I'm looking at it from her perspective. You have this white man yelling at her firstborn, who's a black girl. My mom grew up in Jim Crow South. So my mom has a whole different visceral reaction to a white man yelling at his daughter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't look at it. Yeah.
You hit the head. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head too. I was just gonna say, when you was like, I'm gonna ask her, it'll be interesting to know what she say, because also from that perspective, because when we are children, it's a lot of things we don't see. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all we know is we playing tennis and he's my coach and da 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 da. It could be anything. The way it could literally be anything in your mom with her senses. She, you know what I mean? Be like, this is an uncomfortable situation. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Type deal, and never really break it down to you, because at that time you wouldn't understand no way. Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. I like to know what she say.
Make a note of this. She'll probably be like, I don't remember. Yeah. What was your favorite episode?
I Am.
What was your second favorite?
You know what? The one where I don't know what number it was, but the one where they went back in time to get the book.
Number 9.
Yeah, when Jesse Smollett's sister talked to the grandma.
Rewind 1921.
Yes.
That was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking.
It was and they had to go down fighting, and the grandma knew, okay, so this it for us. Well, I'm finna go down there and help my family. You know what I'm saying? We gon' endure whatever, but I'm finna go. I gotta go now because I'm finna go help. And that was just, and for her to, it was powerful. That was powerful to me. That was dope. And then to him to find out it was his son that was Jackie Robinson, like the Jackie Robinson type. I mean, the dude that was coming to help him back in the day.
That part didn't make any sense to me. Like he wasn't born then. So how could he have saved somebody back in 1921? I didn't understand that part.
Well, right. He wasn't born. But he's a special person. I don't know, it's whatever that's in their bloodline or whatever. He obviously was projected to be. So maybe through that,
I thought it was maybe symbolic, like not necessarily him, but I don't know, because I was like, huh? Because the bat literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They in the alley chilling, looking at all this stuff unfold. Next thing you know, he takes a step and the bat goes. I'm like, hold on, where did the bat come from?
Yeah. That's crazy. He was gay all that time. But okay, wait. You brought up Uncle George. You brought up Uncle George. You was like, I don't know if Uncle George was holding Hippolyta back or anything.
Well, she was always an adventurer. She has a curious mind. You know,
right.
So she wanted to go on these adventures with him. He's like, I don't think it's safe for you, baby. I don't think it's safe. It's like, yeah, on one hand, he's protecting her, but on the other hand, he's like, he's not fostering that curiosity. And she had to like make herself smaller, you know, in his company, so he can, you know, be the man or whatever. Which I understand. I understand that, but that's what I mean. Like, he was holding her back.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking that when you said that, you know what popped into my head? That fantasy. That fantasy. He didn't fantasize about his wife. He fantasized about his.
Are you talking about episode 2 when they're in
the house and they all have to face off like their fantasy kind of? You notice he didn't fantasize about his wife. He fantasized about old girl mama.
I think somehow, because that was all Christina's doing. I think somehow I don't know, maybe she got inside. She can maybe got inside, like, because Tick, all of a sudden the person that attacked him, that was Jihad. That was Jihad, even though she was in you know, in a different uniform or whatever. He's fantasizing about, was it Mona? Was his name Mona?
Yeah.
And then Uncle George, and then Letty, she was fantasizing about Tick, even though it wasn't really Tick. But it's like through magic, maybe it manifests their worst, something, maybe like a something in their memory or whatever, and that what manifested. So I don't know. That's what I got out of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
But that scene creeped me out because it's like, again, under a white gaze, they're getting enjoyment out of this. It's like black people's pain is white people's pleasure. And it still is. Because what are we saying again? Black Lives Matter. But for some reason, y'all still like seeing us get hurt. Y'all still like seeing us get killed. Y'all like seeing us bleed.
Because they ain't got to do it.
They don't have to face it.
Right. They don't have to deal with it. They don't have to do it. They just enjoy seeing it happening, because
it's the same thing. If people getting pleasure out of seeing these brown kids getting separated from their parents at the border. That is terrible.
That is horrible.
But you got people who are cool with that. Like, oh, it doesn't affect me. That's not my child. Oh, they're breaking it. They're illegally entering the country. Excuse me? What? With nothing on them? These people that's how dangerous it is in their countries. They're fleeing violence. They're fleeing all kind of stuff. They're literally leaving everything behind to say, listen, can you please help us? And we're like, okay, children over here, men and women over here. It's like freaking Auschwitz back in is it Auschwitz back in the Holocaust days where they separated families?
They have
so I want to talk about couples. Okay, who was your favorite couple? what did you think of the relationship between Letty and Atticus and the relationship between Ruby and Christina? Let's go. I was like 13 and 14 or something, and I got a chance to be coached professionally by a tennis player. And I only had one lesson because you said you didn't like the way he was yelling at me. This is a white man yelling at your daughter. You don't recall? Yes, you do.
I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I remember you take what? Is that why I wouldn't let you take lessons?
Mm-hmm. You like the way he was yelling at me?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Why was he yelling at you like that?
It's called corrective behavior.
Well, it's the right way and the wrong way to do things, you know.
It wasn't the visual of a white person yelling at you.
It might have been. Might have been.
I told Cece you have a different visceral reaction because you grew up in Jim Crow South.
That's true.
You feel put on the spot.
What do you mean, right now?
Yeah.
I wonder why you keep sticking this phone in my face.
Let's go. Okay, Uncle George and Hippolyta. That is, to me, that they were so cute. That is Black love at its finest. And I was like, oh, it was so nice to see.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie though. It was intriguing, the relationship of Rudy and Christina.
Wasn't it? Okay, first of all, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, William really likes her.
Because of course, Christina knew that Rudy was with the white woman. But after a minute, Ruby, I guess that's her name, found out that Will was Christina was really Will. She found that out, but they just kept the roles going, for whatever else they had running. You know what I mean? But they both knew.
Yeah, low-key, that's my favorite couple. I don't know why they're my favorite couple.
They're my favorite. They're my favorite couple. They're my favorite.
When you think about it, outside of Uncle George and Hippolyta, they're the only functioning dysfunctional couple on the show. Because people are like, oh, Letty and Atticus. No, there was so much tension between Letty and Atticus, so much deception, and just it's like, would you please just talk to her? Yeah, you just let Letty know what's going on, because Letty was like, listen, let's go. Letty was about the action. Tick is just like, he was so selfish up until the end. Well, up until like episode 10, he was so selfish.
Yeah,
I can understand, because he had a hell of a father.
He had to really heal through what his pains from his daddy. Yeah, and the service. Look at the type of stuff they were doing. Yeah, just killing nurses. I mean, you know what I mean? Just like, not just because she was a spy, but still, like, damn, cold-blooded type stuff.
Okay, back to Ruby and Christina. Why are they your favorite?
Because even though their relationship started in deceit, the intentions were real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the intentions were real, but then they both got on board with the deceit, started to be together naturally behind closed doors, like as each other.
Not until episode 10 though. Not really, because even when, let's say for instance, the episode 8, Jigga Bobo, Ruby had to transform herself into a white woman in order to mask the pain, and then she had to, she slept with William, who was, really Christina. But I mean, it's like at that point, they're both masking themselves.
Yeah, they were both yeah, they were. But even William was like, he made it clear that he was okay with both.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like anywhere, however you feel good at, I feel, like I'm with it. I thought that was kind of dope.
I thought visually too, like, this is a dark-skinned Black woman. A heavy-set, beautiful, dark-skinned Black woman. But Christina, when you think about it, though, Christina never lied to her. She maybe kept certain details out, but she never lied to Ruby. She didn't lie to any of them when you think about it. Oh. She just kept certain details. Yep. But she's a transactional character. She's like, it's like, okay, well, you need something? All right, I need something from you.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of episode 8, This is it had centered around Emmett Till's murder.
Oh yeah.
It is a favorite of mine. It's not my favorite. Maybe it's my second favorite, even though the horror aspect was on like those two girls, whoever they were, man. But the neglect that Dee Dee went through on that episode, oh my! I wanted to slap every single adult in that episode. It's like, can y'all stop being selfish for 1 minute and go look for this girl? But then when you think about it, it works on so many levels. Because what about the neglect that Black girls go through on a daily level in today's society? Little Black girls go missing. Nobody really cares. The neglect that Black women feel in their relationships.
Kids that ain't being watched.
Right.
Because they mama or daddy or parental figure getting high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That happened. That's every day. That's happening right now.
Yeah.
You, at a local house near you. You know what I mean? That's like everywhere. You know, where it's like same thing. Like you said, people ain't paying attention. Like no guidance. There's long time periods where there's a lack of guidance.
Yeah.
But I feel like their mindset, they were focused on such a bigger picture. It consumed them. Mm-hmm. I feel, because the picture that they was looking at was huge. Now I felt like they did a great job showing both perspectives. For us to even be talking about this, they had to do a great job, because it's like, darn, well, what was Dee feeling? You know, neglect and like don't nobody care, and my mama gone, and everybody left me. Now I got a spell. I'm going through this shit by myself, and I'm seeing I'm being haunted. I'm turning into something. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this kind of stuff. But really, that was happening, because that was happening to her, but it was something also happening that was so much bigger. And it, unfortunately, the timing, just how I feel like, just how everybody had to move. Her mama had to leave, you know, like this is some stuff we have to do. So, because her mom did not mean to neglect her, right. But tell Dee that though. Because I still feel like Dee, she's a whole nother little girl.
She is.
Ooh, she a whole nother little girl. Okay. So I feel like even telling her that there's a challenge there. Like I feel like she's her personal truth. I feel like she's matured into her perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think she's found a whole nother purpose now, because even at the end where they they left her in a car by herself while they're, doing a spell or whatever. I mean, granted, she was being, quote unquote guarded by a Shoggoth, but we didn't see that at the time. Tick dies. Spoiler alert for anyone who might be listening to this in the future. But and again, they leave Christina under rubble. And Dee's like, they don't learn. They never learn.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, who are they? They. Like, I was like, oh. It's like, yeah, they're gonna go take care of, Tick, because Tick is important. But yeah, it's like, can y'all deal with the witch first before you go bury him? It don't take, And so Dee's like, you know what? I got this. Crush.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's funny because I don't believe Tick is dead. ladies and gentlemen, it's funny because I don't believe Tick is dead.
Okay. Do you think there'll be a season 2? And if so, where can it go?
Yes. Oh my.
I think
why this one did?
No, I think they can do a season 2 because they have a multiverse open.
Yeah.
And they can do like the American Horror Story series where they any season they can go anywhere. But it's like some people are like, oh no, Tick can't die. He's a main star. They kill main stars in shows all the time now. But my thing is like, if they do a season 2, you have potentially Tick dead, Christina, and who else? Ruby. Come on. I think Ruby's in a coma. I don't think, because Christina says she will not hurt her.
Right.
So I don't think Ruby's like dead. I just think she's in a coma state, and that maybe she's in some kind of spell, and that being that now that letting them have that they have the book and they have the spells, that if they do find her, if they can somehow like reverse it or whatever.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I know that Tick. I know that the bloodline that he comes from of this magic and of this great ancient knowledge, I'm gonna say, which I don't know. I feel like he ain't dead.
No. Mm-mm. I mean, she took all his blood. All of it.
Yeah. I don't believe so.
I mean, he was limp as hell. They tried. Son, get up. I mean, I don't know. He went to a baptism. I mean, they did all this religious symbolism, but I don't know. He might listen. I mean, it's possible.
I can't wait. They definitely have the room to do a season 2.
Even if they don't, I hope they do. But even if they don't, I think it ended. But how about this though? Where does D go? Because I can see D as a villain.
Yeah,
he has righteous anger.
That's what I say. Yep, that's why D gonna be a whole nother. I think she gonna roll Dolo. Her and her animal, whatever that thing's called. Yes, they good. They gonna form a whole nother something. They go. I feel like she got good running in her. I feel like that's physical as far as the way she look. I get the villain because she's bitter, like like her attitude is bitter, and it's a lot of understanding she need to develop. Mm-hmm. But I feel like she have good in her. She is a seed of Hippolytus and Uncle George. Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't no way. I feel like she come from way too much strength to not be able to do what's right. Now she can do what's right in her way. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever that may look like. But to just truly be like a villain, like a anarch, like a, you know what I'm saying, an antagonist to society, I don't think it's in her.
I don't know. She's angry.
She's angry, but I thought she's angry. Now you right about that. She's bitter. She's angry. But I feel like sometimes people, that's momentary. Like emotions and stuff is temporary. What lasts is your belief, your system, whatever system you built on. And from your foundation, that's permanent. You know what I'm saying? It could change, but you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. That stay with you longer. And as time progresses, I feel like that is the strength she's gonna have to hold on to not be as evil or to not go that route. Even if she's sassy or she, do whatever she want to do her way, I don't think it will be evil. I have a hard time believing. She got way too much strength. She's smart. Hippolyta,
which makes her the perfect villain. That ending scene, she was she was like, they don't learn. And then she takes care of Christina. And then she looks at her hand like, oh, it's like, oh, like I can do some stuff now. Like, oh, okay. Like you can see it manifesting in her mind. Not that she'll be antagonistic against her family or Hippolyta per se, but against elements of society. Oh, hell yes. And then,
well, see, that's deep. That's deep. Really looking at that, because but that's not a villain though. That's a hero.
I guess it depends on your perspective, I guess.
Ticket's Not Dead sequel? Hell no. Misha Green plotted out an entire roadmap for season 2, and it could have been that map of America that scared the folks at HBO. It would have been the tribal nations of the West, the White Lands, the new Negro Republic, and the Jefferson Commonwealth. And all of these would have made up the sovereign states of America. But HBO said, psych! Next up, character breakdowns.
I guess it depends on your perspective, I guess. I mean, yeah, if we're again, I think we're projecting like, yeah, if she went after racist cops, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. You know, after the oppressors, like, yeah, you crush them all, girl. Yeah. But if she but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's just bad. Yeah, but she's bitter. She's hurt. And I hope
because you think about it, she was neglected a good majority of this series. She was just, it's like,
especially the last half.
Yes.
Like the last half, she was on her own.
Yes.
But you know what? In life, we are on our own.
Yeah.
We are on our own, and we have to learn. Forgive, yeah, we hear, you know, the first I say you're sorry. Mm-hmm. You know, you hear that growing up. Now tell her you're sorry. You know, yeah, we do that. We came up with that. We heard it, but do we really understand what forgiving is really then? We just know we said we sorry. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But that's not truly forgiving, you know, and that's something to be learned. That's something to be learned, and we are all in this on our own. It don't matter. Yeah, we have, some of us have moms, some of us have spouses, some of us have siblings, some of us have, you know, really close friends. Some of us have all of these things, but at the end of the day, you standing up on your own too, and the consequences flow just like that. So she was by herself, but you know, her journey started mad early. She's in a very magical family. So her journey started early. She's definitely intelligent.
And a gifted artist too. Like she can draw.
Oh, yes. Yeah, for real. So she's going to have to learn to forgive. That's going to be interesting. She probably going to rebel before she actually forgive, you know.
How old is she supposed to be in the series? Not a teenager.
Teenager.
Is she a teenager?
Yeah, I think an early teenager.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What did you think about Ruby as the white lady trying to maneuver in society as a white woman, and her relationship with the I can't think of the black girl that took her spot at the
at the store.
Yeah, I can't think of her.
Yeah, I can't think of her name either, but I feel like she got enough of that picture to show her to be all right with who you are, because it's not greener over there. It's actually superficial over there. You know what I'm saying? We have depth. What I'm sorry, not we, but what she went through in that character. Not to say no one else didn't, but what in Ruby's character, she had depth to her. Look at all the racism that was around. Look at the adversity she carried on her back. But and she just looked over there and thought it was dope. But then she had a chance to be over there and saw, oh, this superficial as hell. Y'all have no cult. There's nothing here. Everybody just trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah.
Everybody just ain't no authentic. Y'all ain't nobody making up no dances. Ain't nobody singing no songs. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no authenticity like being showed over here. What I want to be over here for?
Christina told her that. She's like, y'all want to be us and we want to be you.
Right. You know, and I think she saw that, and I'm glad of that. I'm glad she saw that. I really am very happy that they put it in there for her to see it.
One thing that they did, they didn't really, well, those of us in the Black community, we know about, you know, colorism or whatever, but they didn't really discuss it. But I think through their experiences, we were seeing what their perspectives were. I'm talking about Letty and Ruby. Letty, of course, is the lighter skinned sister. Ruby is the darker skinned sister. Oh, so Letty had this attitude of, well, why not? Why not? Can't we just maneuver through society? And Ruby's like, hold up. Do you not know where you are? You a Black woman. Yeah, you fair skinned, but you still a Black woman. Like that's Ruby's perspective. And Letty was like, yeah, I'm Black, but I'm free. Like, I'm free to live in this house. And Ruby's like, yeah, but
that was the you know what? That is so real. That is so true. I didn't think of it as colorism. I really didn't think of it as colorism.
Well, we know that obviously they didn't have to explain. They have different fathers because again, but the thing is that, but also I noticed even with, this is the beautiful thing about Black people. We can have any shade, but we know that typically in a family, if someone's lighter skin, you know, they have different daddies or they, you know, somebody, whatever. But again, somehow. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't need to be explained, but those of us who were looking at it through a certain prism, we understand like their different attitudes. It's like, well, why is Letty so more carefree than Ruby? Ruby's so much more grounded, and Letty's like, right.
Patterns of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her perspective, her perception of the world shaped her pattern of thought, and it was a little bit more freer because she may not ran into as much adversity or as thick, you know what I'm saying, as adversity as Ruby do.
Right.
And being a dark-skinned woman. I did not even catch that.
Because when I first saw it, I'm like, when they said they were sisters, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, oh, okay, they're different fathers. And I'm like, but then I kept watching Ruby. I kept watching their actions, how Letty was about action. Like, come, let's get it. Taking mantra. It's like, can we get this done? Can we get this done? Y'all here still arguing and talking about, why don't you tell me this? Why don't you tell me that? It's like, can we get this done? Mm-hmm. You know, and they're like, we trying to handle some business over here, but but and then Ruby was about truth and transparency. She was about action, but she was more methodical with how she went about it, where Letty was just more carefree.
Because she had to be.
Right.
She can't just go, I ain't gonna say she can't, but it ain't smart. 9 times out of 10, people don't get what they want or desire or where they need to be with just flip-flopping around. It's some thought to like, you know what I'm saying? It's some thought to be like, no, I need to move like this because this is where I'm trying to be. And I might not be able to walk straight over there, but if I move like this and then get invited to this and you know what I'm saying, get moved next thing you know, I'm here. How you get here? I'm here. You know? So yeah. What did you think of Montrose? Yeah, Montrose.
Woosah, girl. He grew. My favorite moment with him was episode 9 in Tulsa, where he had to have his own reckoning and understand that, you know, this is who I am. I need to change. But that scene where he's looking out that big window of the town burning and the plane dropping bombs, he's calling people's names out, you know, what they did. Like, you know, these people are they're dropping bombs on you, trying to burn you down, trying to burn your existence down. But I'm going to speak. This is who you were. This is what you did. You contribute to society in this way. And they're trying to burn it down. They're trying to literally drop bombs on you. But this is who you are. This is what you did. Like that was heartbreaking. And then he's seeing Letty like walk towards him and letting taking her sweet time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, Montrose, he was problematic, but that was my favorite moment for him. It's like, okay, yeah, you have issues. We know why now. Please try to change and be a better father. Especially now that you have a grandson coming into the world. It's like, don't pass that on to your grandson.
Right.
You can't, because that generational trauma is like, don't pass that down. Please don't pass that down.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, for sure. My favorite moment for him was when he got into a fight with Tick. When he got into a fight, and he had a black eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got into a fight with Tick, and he went to his lover. And it of course, I'm not saying that for the sex scene, but I'm not saying that. Ever since that moment, it's almost like he lost that chain. Like we watched him lose a chain, a heavy, heavy chain, because he went to the ball. He had never been outwardly around, being gay. He was in the closet deeply. And for him to go to that ball with his lover and dance, and although he was in his feelings and he was sad, but that he allowed an aspect of who he is to comfort that hurt. And I thought that was too beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He allowed one pain to comfort another. That was like dope. Because he's looked at him being gay as a pain his entire life. He loved it, but yeah, he felt like everybody, he just couldn't be that. You know what I'm saying? And then when him and his son or nephew, that's still deep to me. But him and his nephew, Tick, which thought was his son, but yeah, when they got to fight, it took them to a new low, and for him to lean on and letting go of all of that and just being with his lover or just being supported around people, like-minded people. That was beautiful.
Wait a minute. So Tick is not his son? That's his nephew?
Yes.
I remember Uncle George saying he might not be your son.
He's Uncle George's son.
How I missed that?
Girl.
Who confirmed that?
His mama. His mama and his dad, actually his dad, his mama confirmed it for Tick, and Montrose confirmed it for Tick because he was led, like spiritually led, to tell him.
What episode was that?
It was towards the end where it was truly confirmed.
Was it 10? I gotta go back and watch.
Because he was mad. He cried.
Yeah, I remember that.
Tick cried. And he was like, so D, that's another thing. See, that's a whole nother thing. Because I keep saying back to D and that family having such a special bloodline. Well, magical, I should say, not special, but magical bloodline, because really D and Tick are brothers and sisters.
Okay.
So it's something really, really special. Before all of this happened, it was already something special about D. And then all of this happened, so it's like exponentially special. Now, how special they make it, I don't know, but it's special.
Okay.
Because Tick and so technically Tick and I don't even know if Hippolyta know. Ooh. I don't even know if Hippolyta know. D don't know. I don't know if Hippolyta know. The only people that knew was George, Montrose, and the mama.
Some fire.
Because George and George and the mama, they were together. Mm-hmm. But something happened, and I don't know if it was because Montrose is gay. No. Montrose and the mama was together.
Yeah.
But because Montrose is gay, they were only together for looks.
Right.
And she fell in love with George. So when she got pregnant, but Montrose knew that. But he was with his male, with his lover, male lover. Mm-hmm. So when the mama got pregnant, they felt like they had to say that it was Montrose baby. But it was really George.
You think that's why he abused him the way he did? Like, this isn't my son. Let's go with that theory, because I'm out. Let's go with that theory. So you think why he Montrose was very abusive to Atticus? Yeah. You think that's what it was?
I feel like actually he was abusive to himself. So he was abusive to anybody.
Right. If you don't love yourself, you don't love nobody else, right?
I don't care how hard you try. Right. Something ain't gonna work out. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So he was abusive to himself. And I felt like abuse is all he reckoned with, because he abused himself. He denied himself who he was. Mm-hmm. He abused himself drinking to run away from who he was or who he is. And so and then you know that this ain't your son, but you stuck in this illusion, not stuck. The wife gone. Now you don't have a cover up to cover your feelings on how you really feel. It's going to be twice as hard to be with a man. You know what I'm saying? Your wife gone. I'm sure not just that reason, but I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. And you raising a man. Mm-hmm. And what is this? If he ever found out that you like men, what is he going to think of you?
Yeah.
So he running from a whole bit. So I felt like that's all he knew. Mm-hmm. That's all
he was a product of abuse himself. His father's abusive to him. So
right, yeah. So I felt like that's all he knew. That's not an excuse. That's not okay. But that's how stuff get passed on.
Yeah.
That's how easy that debt, girl. In the first chapter of my book, I talk about that. I really do. I talk about the inheritances. The ancestral inheritances that we that can go to anybody. Mm-hmm. Really, it can go to anybody. Mm-hmm. Black, of color, because all that, man, we got to be aware of what we passing down, honey.
Yeah, what
we passing on. People think legacies about money and property and. That's nice, I guess, but that ain't really what a legacy is. Teach somebody how to do something. Make that your legacy. Sorry, I was gonna take y'all to the clinic.
That's okay, ladies and gentlemen. We've been to the bis. We're gonna make our way back up.
Yes.
And it's submersible.
Okay, we in a submersible, honey, because our show ain't died. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That wasn't my exact frame of purpose of using that particular word. However, as I tell y'all in my podcast, I'm dealing with a word spinner here. I had someone at work say, what did you describe your friend as? I said, huh? You said a salad spinner? I said a salad. I said a word spinner, boy. Salad spinner.
That's too cute. That's too cute. Well, that's what's up. I enjoyed that. We should start breaking down just art. Period. We should talk about pieces. Let's go. We have umpteen million museums in the area of Florida, just in the area of Florida in which
one museum I want to go to is a Salvador. I can't say the Salvador. Thank you.
Did we go?
No, you were with someone else. It's okay though.
You didn't go to Salvador?
I've never been there. No.
Oh my. Okay. For real. Okay, you gonna go 8. You gonna go 8. For real.
Because I know we went to Ringland together.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was Bud. Paige never been to Ringland.
What?
She's never been to Ringland. I know. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, we gotta do this.
My favorite part was because I wonder how like when we went and actually did what you're supposed to do in a museum, which is look, observe, reflect. People just walking around. And so some lady came over to us, and I guess we were just like really deep in thought and conversation.
Yes, the curator. She was like the curator for that.
She was like, I see you guys are curious in this piece here. Like, I'm thinking, ain't that what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah,
it was a museum, and it was a piece on. I think someone made art out of the debris from a hurricane. I don't know which hurricane came. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, like how you can take garbage and create art.
Scrap. Yeah. And create this priceless.
Which is a crazy metaphor with what African Americans have done in this country. We're given crap and we create genius pieces of art with it, which then everyone comes and consumes.
Via food, via fashion.
Whatever.
Via whatever.
And I told my imam that day, I said, it's something, it has to be something God given. It's something in our DNA to how we are able. And I think that's what part of the problem is like within our pain, we still find joy. And I think that's what some white, not all of them, but some white people have a problem with that. It's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be broken at this point. You're not broken yet? You're still smiling through this? You damn straight. Can you do this?
That part.
I want to see you try. Yeah. I'm not hating on you, but I want to see you try.
Yeah, I like
if you're perhaps if you had an inkling of happiness in your life, you wouldn't give two crumbs about what I'm doing over here. Can I watch a bird? Can I have a meeting? Can I have a meeting in Starbucks with my friend?
Okay.
Can I have a barbecue? Can I sell water on a hot ass day? You worried about me though?
Okay.
Find your happiness and leave me alone, sir.
Exactly. And that's what that is even in Lovecraft, not to bring it back to Lovecraft Country, but that is the common denominator. Leave me alone. That is the common denominator of people of color. Yes. What do you want? What do you just tell them? Just leave me alone.
Right. I mean, Cece, when you come back to Fort Myers, it's crazy that I can see it coming. Gentrification is coming to Dunbar area. They wanted Dunbar for the longest time, but I see it coming. It's like, can you leave people alone for 2 seconds? Can we have a patch of land? They're always trying to displace somebody. That's what we are. I remember one of the actors in Lovecraft, I think it was the one who played Hippolyta. She said, Black people are travelers. They're always displacing us. We're travelers. But it's like, can you leave people alone? You have to have everything. You have to have every piece of land. You can't have these people. These people are not, they're minding their business.
Just leave me alone.
If you would just do the right thing, allocate these dollars the way you're supposed to be allocating these dollars. Give them a chance. Just because you deem them unworthy. You deem them, it's like, what are you doing? Because like I told you earlier, they're saying the amount of money they have to now maybe funnel into trying to erase all these social injustices and stuff. $16 trillion? Are you effing kidding me?
What about reparations?
Yes, Black people deserve reparations, but it's in the messaging because they always twist the message with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they're going to be like, oh, you have a group of people who haven't done anything. We want to give them money, but no one talks about the reparations about the Native Americans. Yes, they deserved it. No one talked about the reparations of the Japanese Americans. Yeah, they deserve that. But with us, I told a girl, one of the girls on my podcast, I said, think of us as a race. I said, if we're trying to get to the finish line and white people are at like 3/4 of the mile, black people are back at the start line. That's not fair.
No.
Yeah, we're not asking for a handout. We're asking to be equal.
That's it.
And again, to leave us alone in that. Can you please let me do my job and leave me alone? If I'm not breaking no rules, if I'm not messing nobody, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's just like, do you know why? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the bis again. Let's see we go.
No, you so crazy. But no, seriously, because you said that you wonder why. Can you imagine people hungry?
I think I know where you're going. Yeah.
I mean, hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It'll tear this country up. All of it. The whole thing will fall.
That's why there's such a concerted effort to keep your mind distracted from what they're trying to do to you.
Yeah, thank you. Because
they try to blame it on something. Because they still reaching their hands in your pocket, but they're trying to blame it on somebody else.
They don't believe.
I got 10 cents. You want 9 of it?
Yeah, they don't believe in taking account. They want it all because they feel like that's a way to oppress. That's the new way to oppress. That's how they feel anyway. But Todd, please, oppression lives in their mind, not mine. Oppression, I haven't thought about as far as for myself. I don't even talk like that.
No.
Oppression? What? Who? What happened? You know, I'm thinking, what? I can't even fathom using that on purpose. On purpose. Because when you operate within that realm, the distractions, I feel like, are tenfold. They're tenfold. And that's how they leak and fester into your psyche, into your heart. And hell, they'll turn you on you.
Right.
Who is they? Whoever they is. Whoever they is. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff will turn you on you. I'm speaking.
And the crazy thing about it is, if you look at it from a different perspective, that thing that's turning you against yourself, that's you. Like that's that inner demon. That's that devil you got to suppress. And that's the scary part. It's like, damn, I went there. I can go there. Yes, you can.
Yeah, we all have a shadow.
Yeah.
We all have a shadow self, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like to me, that's what jihad is. It's the struggle. But again, they flip the message to most holy war. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what that is. It's that inner struggle. You got to, as much as you can, just calm it down. Like, don't even listen. It's because, it's gonna like I told you, like the minute I made a switch, like I need to work on myself, be a better person. Girl, I mean, the devil was talking to me. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Because that's too much like right. That's too much like right, because when you start going on a trip, on a discovery of self, that's when you're going to find out what's really real. Yeah. That is in my opinion, I'm sorry, I'm biased because I'm just saying. But in my opinion, that is the only way. That is the only way to find out truly what is and what isn't.
What do you mean?
Being on the road, accepting the road to self-discovery and stepping on it willfully in traveling inward is the only way to distinguish between reality and illusion. If we don't know who we are, or we haven't begun to tap into, it's hard. If we're not in a place to like love ourselves, it's hard to believe that we've gotten in a place to love God, like to love, to acknowledge creation. That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. That's very, very, very hard to truly believe If we don't,
no, you went there because when you think about it, like, okay, for instance, like the creation of Adam, right? God blew his breath into Adam. So that has passed on to each and every one of us. So when you love yourself, you are essentially loving God because he's in each and every one of us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
you do see things differently. Yeah. I mean, and all of that, once you have that, it's like a closeness with a distance because you can't grasp God, but that's the closeness. But when you see everything, you do see things differently, and it's hard for people to come at you a certain way because like you can't, like for instance, like I think in Afro's class, every one of those people will say, yeah, you have a true sense of who you are. I'm like, yeah, I know who I am. So you can't tempt me with certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Right. That's exactly. Now, see, somebody that don't know or neglect themselves or have that, or just look at themselves or treat themselves in a shaded way or through a shaded perspective all towards self, it's probably a little tipsy-turvy for them. You know what I'm saying? Like emotionally, like they're distracted. May acknowledge God or may acknowledge creation, but don't necessarily adhere to, you understand what I'm saying, obedient or believe. It's a difference between believing and know a little something about it. You know what I'm saying? That's a major difference. And so that's just my own opinion. And honestly, that's why writing this book, it was so important to me, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That awakening. I'm using myself just as a muse because that's the story I most know, but it ain't about the intimate details of my life. It's about the message itself on the awakening. I just use my own, but just that how important, how different life could be, it don't have to be the way we're taught it is. That's a big it's a big difference. And a lot of people aren't taught that difference. That difference is there. People go by what they see, and if they ain't never seen it, it don't exist. If they ain't never experienced it,
that's crazy. They're like, oh, if I can't see, then I can't believe in it. What? Huh?
Right? Yeah, and that's not. Oh wow.
Can you see love? You feel it, but can you see it?
Right. Anyway, so that's another. Anyway.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a little break here for her to promote her book. We have a new authoress in the building.
Hey! You so crazy.
What's the title of your book, girl?
Press on awareness to overcome all while healing depths of the heart, mind, and soul.
And where can we get said book, Press On?
Amazon is there in its prime. Yeah. Barnes and Noble as well.
For those cities who still have bookstores. Some cities don't have bookstores.
I know, right? Some I'm gonna make sure they're at some local. I'm gonna get, every city I go to from now on, I'm gonna find a mom and pop bookstore. My sister just texted me because I had let them know that this is my older sister. I talked to both of them this morning, text them this morning, but my one sister, she was like, congratulations and stuff. But she talked about, just now she texted me, she said, well, I need a seatbelt to read this. You might. Look, I told
what's her name?
Pat.
Pat, listen, Pat.
Yeah.
Screen. Pat.
She just said, she was like, well, I need a seatbelt. I will need a seatbelt to read it.
Pat, I need a dictionary, a thesaurus, and everything at my disposal to read a poem by CC. You talking about a book? Yes, ma'am. Ooh. You need a seatbelt.
Yeah, you might want to
get every research tool you have at your disposal, and if you have to, read it in the car. So the seatbelt's there, And just be like, oh, okay, hold on. She used the okay. What is that? Let me check the dictionary real quick. Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. And I don't even know you like that, Pat, but yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You might. That's what I told her. I said you might.
Mm-hmm.
And
is the story that I think is in there? Is it in there?
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and no. Of course. I mentioned him. I didn't mention him. I mentioned crusty fingers, like what I remember. Like ashy fingers, that type of thing. I described stuff like that, but I didn't, of course, I ain't mentioned no names and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, should I write about? I'll discuss it later.
Oh, okay. Read it. You're gonna catch a vibe. You're gonna catch it. It's gonna be parts. You're gonna be like, it's parts that you might be like, huh? I don't know what you'll say, but then it'll be parts that you're gonna catch a vibe. I feel like, because this is real. It's this conversation we having right now and how it's going. That's just how I'm talking in this book.
What kind of effect do you want your book to have?
I want it to help. I want it to motivate. I want it to inspire. I want people of color, women, men, not of color, of all people, period. I know that's broad to say, but that's really what I want. I want to motivate towards breaking chains and living in true freedom, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, physically. I talk about all of it. You know what I mean? All mentally, I start off talking psychological. Then I kind of go into emotions. No, I don't. Then I go into physical. No, I go into emotions. Emotions is pretty big because that was a big aspect of my life, suppressing emotions. So emotions is pretty big, but then I go into physical too, and I talk about some of the pains that I kind of walked through it, how I felt it. I don't know if anybody ever heard that before because I haven't really said it. I just keep it to myself. I just feel it and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But really what I felt when I was going through, I talk about when I was in the psychiatric facility. I talk about what that was like. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, huh? I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I talk about that, and I talk about what it was like. And I'm gonna make sure to give them a copy because I never forget. And I actually put it in that chapter that I was talking about. That the doctor, she asked me if I'm having any grandiose thoughts or something. She didn't ask. Something came up. No. We were just talking. And I said that I wish I could have paper and a pen because I'm writing a book. She thought it was a grandiose thought. They wanted to keep me for more days.
What?
Yes. Honey, I wait till good until she was in front of her peers. I don't know if they call themselves intimidating. I wasn't intimidated. They got the right one. She thought that I was having grandiose thoughts. And I asked her right then and there because I saw her write it. And I said, well, why would you consider that a grandiose thought? She was like, well, generally when someone say that they're going to write a book, that's more than likely is not going to happen. That's what she told me. I told her, I said, well, I don't know what somebody's you used to talking to. I said, but that's not me. I'm not gonna write it. I am writing it. And the only thing I just don't have paper, and I have paper, but I can't have a pencil. It's impeding like my ability right now. That's the only reason why I'm asking that. I said, so that's not grandiose. She was like, oh, okay. The next day he brought it up. They wanted me to stay a couple more days. And I went pleasantly off. Girl, I'm like, I went off. And I told them I don't appreciate the judgment. That y'all judging people. You judging now. Because don't tell me writing a book is grandiose. when we wrote one already. So what are you saying? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Just because I'm in this circumstance and I look like this, you telling me that writing a book is grandiose thoughts? Okay, and I put that in the book too, and I'm gonna give them a copy. I'm gonna donate a copy so it can be right on their shelf. Mm-hmm. I sure am. Yeah, she gonna tell me a grandiose thoughts. Just because I have good insurance, y'all want to keep somebody. No, let me go. Isn't that crazy? I talk about that, girl. I talk about like with Wayne and Joshin. You know, I gave them CPR 6 months apart. And how that made me feel as a nurse. And they both died. So how that made me feel as a nurse. I went through something with that. I talk, depression, PTSD. And then I talk about gaining strength. What that looked like. And what helped it. And a thought process and all that kind of stuff. Light. And then we break the code to freedom. And we're free.
Realized.
Okay. So I just walked through the whole thing.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, you got the exclusive.
Okay. Yes. Check it out. For real, for real. Well, you're going to get your copy. But...
Yes. Do you think your mom would read it?
She actually said, because I told her, I told her today, I said, Mom, my book is out. She was very proud. And she said, well, how do I walk me through to order it? And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to give you a copy. I know she wanted to support, but wait, let me just give you a copy. Because let me talk to you right quick. It is what it is. When I was writing it, I took myself through there trying to think about how other people would take my personal truth and the bags I've been told that ain't mine. And you know what? I just end up releasing all of that. Mm. This is my story. This is my side. This is what God is shining through me to share. This is my testament to know that God is real. Mm. That's what it is. It really is. Because honestly, that's what's pushed. I
think looking back at what that therapist was saying, I think most people do have grandiose ideas. It's like, do they have the fortitude and the perseverance to push through it and actually achieve it? And so when they don't do it, they like cast judgment on someone else. Like most people, they have I'm trying to I'll ask someone hey, you want to be on a podcast? Like everyone has a voice, but I think people are scared to put it out there because they're scared of the judgment. It's like you can't think about that. What you might say can free somebody else. Yeah, don't be scared to say it. And so through this process, I'm fine because my mom's like, do you like doing the podcast? I'm like, yeah, it's work, but yeah, it's like because I'm finding my voice. Yeah, and I put it out there, and honest to goodness, if you like it, cool. If you got a problem with it, I'm so sorry. This is my truth.
That part, yes.
This is my voice.
Yes. You're an artist. This is your art. You're curating your own art. And this will be here. Even when we not. This would all be here. Yeah. You understand? So it's way bigger than us.
Yeah. That's what I'm starting to find out. Because my man was like, listen, he's like, I like what you're doing. Make sure when you do it, sprinkle some breadcrumbs in there. Put some truth in there. I'm like, yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to say that might spark somebody.
That's right.
I think people just, and I know it's a process. Some people know who they are at age 5, and they know. Yeah. Some people know at age 55. Right. We all on the same journey, but it's just but don't hold somebody back because of what you're going through. Right. I think if some people just release judgments, people be so much happier. Distracting you from yourself. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Distract you from yourself. Because that's where the key is. The key is in authenticity. And who gave you that authenticity? Creation.
The creator.
Creator, excuse me. That's what I mean when I say creator. No, I need to distinguish. No, I need to say that because that's what I mean. The creator. You know, and so there is nothing wrong in that. There's absolutely no way. I would debate this. Now, I would debate this. I would. There is absolutely no way to go wrong following. I don't want to say it like this, but I don't have no choice. Following the voice of God.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Ain't no way. It's people out there that believe though that because they may not recognize that it's their divine path or fear or you know what I'm saying. Fear is a mug. Fear is that's a whole. That's like the ace of distractions.
Yeah,
that's distractions, granddaddy.
Yeah, that's a tool. That's a tool of the devil too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's bad. Fear is bad business. You know, and that takes away because fear and faith can't live in the same place. It's impossible. Fear and faith can't live in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're fearful. You know, that gives us a trigger warning. Like, wait a minute, hold up. When I start to get like scared, like nervous is okay. But like if I start to second guess myself, I just stop everything. I'll stop it all. I won't do nothing. I won't make no decision on nothing. I'll stop. I don't care if I watch a movie. I'll read a book. I'll go to sleep. I'll just stop everything. Yeah. And then start it at another time because something else is brewing. Anyway, I enjoyed it. You know what? Like, I don't know what this broadcast consists of, but I know it consists of
a whole lot.
A lot. There's been jewels within jewels.
Little sprinkles.
Yeah, let's sprinkle me, baby. Sprinkle me, baby. Yeah. For sure. Just a few, because people got to do the work. Everybody got to do the work. Everybody got to do work, but ain't nothing wrong with a little help, a little sprinkle, show you what it look. Oh, you looking for that? I saw that yesterday. Hey, it's over there.
I can see what Paige done influenced you. That sounds so much like Paige right now.
That's exactly who I was channeling, my inner Paige.
Oh, God.
She's so stupid.
We got blur together. I'm like, oh, Lord. It's hard dealing with Cece by herself. When Paige comes in the picture.
Yeah, we cut.
Shout out to Paige real quick.
Okay, yes. P. Izzle.
Press On, the latest book from author CC Robinson. The full title, Press On, Awareness to Overcome All While Healing Debts of the Heart, Mind, and Soul, available on Amazon, BalboaPress.com, and BarnesandNoble.com. So what are you waiting for? Click that order button. Thank you for listening. I appreciate all the support. For those of you who follow me on Spotify and don't want to miss out on any new episodes, turn on the notification button. You can also find the Conversation Piece podcast on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, RadioPublic.com, Breaker.audio, and Anchor.fm/Akilah Lynch, spelled AQUILA-LYNCH. Thank you for your support. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of the Conversation Piece podcast. I am your humble host, Akilah, requesting that you join me again. So, until then, be safe, love and value yourself,
so that you can love and value others. I bid you adieu with the greeting, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you.